We're so happy you're here because today's conversation has the power to expand the way you see the world and the universe. Our dear friend and Seeking Center guide, Rachel Corpus, is back with us. Rachel is an angel communicator, intuitive, and medium who channels love, wisdom, and messages from beyond because, quite literally, she is an angel in human form. Rachel has this beautiful gift of making the unseen world feel close, familiar, and real. Today, she's bringing through insight into what's currently happening in extraterrestrial communication with Earth and beyond, what our cosmic friends and angelic guides want us to know right now, how to recognize when they're around, and how you can connect with them yourself. Rachel will also be offering mini intuitive readings and angel messages for several members of our community. And even if a message isn't specifically for you, trust that you'll still receive what your soul needs to hear. There's magic, comfort, and divine wisdom waiting here for you. Let's get going. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi. It's so good to see your face, as we were saying as we were popping on.
Thank you.
And for those who don't know you, can you give a little bit of a background on who you are and what you do?
Yes, I am that person that you live next door to that you think is, oh, that's just the regular person. And then also you realize, oh, she thinks she's an angel. Oh, is she okay? Is she mentally stable? Yeah, I am. I am mentally stable. I'm very much okay here, everywhere. Yeah, I'm an angel incarnate.
And what does that
Um,
mean? Like for some people who may not know how what that means, or they may affiliate angels just with religion and so forth. What does that mean now?
Great question. So, an angel is a messenger, and I want to say first that I've never met a human in all my encounters ever. We're all from somewhere. So, when I say that I'm an angel, it sounds like a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. We're all from somewhere. So, we are hearing a lot about star seeds lately and origin stories. I had a leg up because when I was 4, I had a near death experience. And what happened there is these beautiful angels that I had been seeing because I was a psychically gifted child. I had been able to see people who were dead, or I was calling them angels because I was raised Catholic. And so we had one of those great big white Bibles. And so I could see angels with big wings and halos. They took me out of my body and they said, "Hey, honey, we're going to go on a field trip today." And when they were working on my body, the angels took me over to heaven and they said, "This is where you're really from. You're from the seraphim realm." And they walked me all around the seraphim realm. And they said, "You have 2 homes wherever you incarnate, and this place, heaven." And they showed me what my mission would be. And it was beautiful. They said, "You can complete it here or you can go back to Earth." And I actually didn't end up making a choice. I just remembered that I didn't want to make my mom sad. So then I was whooshed back into my little kid body. And I always like to tell people when I relay this story that I remember the details of this near death experience so accurately because I had my consciousness with me. So when I was out of my body, I had my 4-year-old self, and then there was this like older person voice. And I said, "Who is that?" And they said, "Oh, that's you. That's your grown up voice." And I was like, "I don't like that. I don't like that voice." And they said, "It's your voice. It's yours. You're stuck with it." So having them say to me in the best way I could understand as a 4-year-old that that's yours, that's your consciousness, that's your God self, that really helped me because I could remember so much of the near death experience. And so That's how I know I'm an angel. And then the rest of my life was trying to make sense of it and live into it and all of that good stuff. And my voice is real quiet today because there's so much going on in the realms. Like the veil is so open lately, which maybe all of you have been feeling. And it's a really good thing. But typically we feel that the veil is open around Halloween time or around Christmas time. But actually, now the veil is open, period. It's just open. And that is happening because so many people on earth have said, we're ready for something better. We're ready for a more loving existence. And so since so many people have prayed for that, that portal or that doorway for a better life is open all the time. And we could call it the new earth, we could call it the new timeline. And there's so much traffic coming in and out. Sometimes it makes me a little tired. And you might notice that there are other kind of people who are empaths are also tired every once in a while, especially around the last full moon of the year. And so you might do a self check if you're feeling maybe your mood is okay, but you feel physically tired. It might be because this veil is, I wouldn't even say thin, I would say it's gone. The fourth
Wow.
dimension is really open. Yeah. So talking about like extraterrestrials and stuff today is really cool to talk about because it's like those doors don't exist anymore. The doors are open forever because we've called in the help and now they're here.
Wow. I know that Taryn and I, we were saying right before we got on, we had just taped our numerology forecast podcast with Akashic back prior. And
Yeah.
she actually talks not just about it being extraterrestrials or whatever, but that
Yeah.
2026 is all going to be about everybody kind of waking up in the veil being
Yes.
thin, or in your words, maybe not there.
Yes. Yeah. And then that fourth dimension, that veil dimension actually showing up as a whole dimension of its own. So we used to think of the fourth dimension just as a curtain, as a gossamer veil, but we can start to think about the fourth dimension as like think of it like a shopping mall. What if that was the fourth dimension and we could walk around in it? That's really what it's like. We know what the third dimension is. Hello, we're in it and we're
Rachel,
here to heal it.
I don't know about you guys. My mind is like so blown right now, just thinking about this idea. And I'll ask the rest of you guys on the call, but like, how often do you hear angels and extraterrestrials in the same sentence? And for those of us trying to get our heads around where the angels are versus where the extraterrestrials are, dimensions. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I'm feeling from you, you're explaining it as this, we're all in the same dimension or we have
Yeah.
access to them dimensionally. Can you just define that a little bit more so we can catch up to you and understand?
I like that you picked up on that because angels and extraterrestrials, they vibe so high. They're because their vibe is so loving. Think of them like hummingbirds. So they have the same love inside. We could think about them also that they're from the same neighborhood. So angels and extraterrestrials, maybe they like their pizza a certain way, and maybe they like their pizza deep dish. Maybe they like their pizza flat, but it's still pizza. Just different variations, but they're still from the same kind of area. There are even some that believe that extraterrestrials and angels are the same thing. Has anybody ever heard that here on the call, that angels and extraterrestrials are the same? Has anybody heard that? Okay. Some people have been studying lately the possibility that angels and extraterrestrials are absolutely one and the same. And I don't know if that's true or not. I've seen them to be separate, but when we talk about ETs coming through, we often have angels coming with them because angels have this way of showing up any way that we want them to. With this whole movement for extraterrestrials to show up more for us and not be scared, angels often come with them because angels help us not be scared. So we've got this whole new culture of extraterrestrials and angels helping with this awakening that we're doing, where we will have tools that are new psychic ability that will be able to manifest without a time gap. We'll be able to heal our bodies quickly, all these things that we're meant to do, but we fell asleep from these gifts, incarnation after incarnation. Being able to remember these things, our extraterrestrial helpers and our angelic helpers coming back to be the ones to help us, they're able to help us because we have the same DNA. And when they are coming back to be the ones walking on earth with us, they're not only the ones helping us, they also get to help us at the same time. You guys, I hate to say this, but I'm actually getting really sick right now. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm getting really sick. I'm having trouble getting my words. I think I might be getting a seizure.
Oh no. Okay.
Rachel, yeah, get off
Why don't
the
you take,
Zoom
yeah.
right now, and we'll keep going. And then if you want to come back, but don't.
Yeah, hold on.
Self
Give me
first.
just a minute.
Should somebody call 911 for you though, in the
No.
meantime? Oh.
No, it's okay. My husband's here. I get these sometimes.
Take a moment and get some water, maybe.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry, I could feel it
No,
when
no,
I was
no.
losing my words.
No,
okay.
yeah, go take care of you.
You.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so interesting because I could feel that. I don't know if anyone else on the call can, but I could feel it. And I wasn't sure if maybe she was channeling in some of, I think I felt it even when we first got on, Robin, to be honest. It was
Yeah,
like,
I did too. She's not her normal
it feels like she's got, yeah, she's
energy.
got a little bit of a heavier, and I thought maybe she was just channeling on a lot of energy and that was slowing down her words. So I'm
Yeah.
glad she said something and is taking a moment. Maybe while we're waiting, I was just writing something down and maybe we can just talk about it as a group. But this whole idea of angels and extraterrestrials is so interesting, and the way Rachel teed it up, this idea of maybe they are one and the same. And I can see how earthlings years ago could maybe not have understood the difference and maybe spoke of them as one. I was writing down that I just always thought of angels as being those spirits who were assigned to us as human beings, and some on a soul level, right? Like we have our own guardian angel or whatever. And I always thought of extraterrestrials as like maybe at a higher energetic frequency because they were able to travel the way they were, but that had some kind of like body, that body, and I don't want to say earthly existence, but we're more of on the human level of trying to evolve, right? Maybe they were in spaceships moving around because they know how to do all that because from a technology perspective that they're advanced. But I never thought of them as other dimensional and on the same realm as angels. So I just wondered if any of you all have any thoughts on that because it's a big thing.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, Karyn, I think I thought the same way as you for the longest time. And now recently, she was mentioning, I've heard more people talking about this. So then I tried to wrap my head around it and gathered it could be, right? Let's say that there's a spectrum of extraterrestrials, right? And some of them are, let's say, the green men with the big eyes that are somewhat humanoid, but far away, but have a level of technology that we don't, right?
Mhm.
And so that's a set of extraterrestrials. But then certainly there could be ones who have become advanced enough so that when they appear to us through our senses, come to us in what would appear to be angels, right? In angelic form, or through our soul senses, through telepathy, right? So then I started to think, actually, yeah, what's really the difference anyway, right? If they're all some, or if we're all some version of entities that are vibrating at various different frequencies, then it's just along the spectrum. That's how I've taken it all in. And then the last bit of
Good.
it, as I've started to hear people bring these ideas or concepts together.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
And
That makes
Rachel,
sense.
we were just, how are you doing? Number one.
I'm good. Good.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Okay. Okay. And we were just saying when you went off, Karyn was bringing up how many of us never really thought about extraterrestrials and angels in that same realm. So that in itself is really enlightening. And so Nancy was saying she was starting to hear about that more and more too recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you sure you feel okay to
Yeah.
keep going? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know one of the things that we were going to talk about today is that there are these messages coming in. Are there certain specific things that they want us to know? And then how do we communicate with them, or how do we start to hear what may be coming in?
There's been information from them collectively that, has anybody heard about the 3-eye atlas stuff? Just raise your hand if you've heard of that. Yeah, it's okay if you haven't. So what they thought was a comet is behaving differently. Yeah, and they've been watching it, and it seems that we're getting communication from 3-eye atlas where we're getting consciousness upgrades from another planet. And what many of us have been told from galactic council meetings in the last couple of years through meditations, etc. And I find this to be valid information because we don't talk to each other before we go into these meditations. We'll say, okay, what did you get? And then these are things that we don't prompt each other. But some things that people have been getting over the last couple of years is that we would be getting extraterrestrial visits and they would be here to help us, and that there would be slow disclosure in the media, entertainment, even through our dreams, that our personal angels, our ancestors, even our personal extraterrestrials, which intrigues me that we would have personal extraterrestrials assigned to us, would be giving us cues that our helpers would be coming near. That disclosure would be happening, so we would be ready for it. So it looks like the 3-eye atlas, it's almost like they're doing like a boomerang thing where they started to come around October 28th or 29th, and they came really close, watching and hovering, and then they're coming back around maybe the end of December. And I don't know what that part is going to be about. They haven't really said. Some of the things that they have spoken are something about giving the consciousness upgrade, and that it's for everyone. It's not merit-based love. It's not a reward, that it's for everyone, and that everyone will receive it to the degree that they're ready. And if they're not ready, it's almost like a class that you'd have at replay. You could go get it whenever you're ready. And there are always kind of nefarious forces that would get in the way of this, because this is the Great Awakening. When there's light, there's dark. But according to them, this is something that can't be stopped. That there were other times that this was a great revolution and it was stopped, and this time it can't be stopped. So I hate to speak like a Marvel movie, but this is what they're saying. They're saying it cannot be stopped this time. And I find great hope in that because they're saying this is what everyone prayed for. They prayed specifically that we are ready to do our part. We're ready to collaborate with Source, show us what to do. It was a different kind of prayer rather than, okay, God, show me when I'm worthy and then do it for me, God. I'll wait. It's like the prayer changed. It went to an interactive prayer. And when that changed, everything changed. The 3-eye atlas, when they come back, I don't even know if they're coming off of a ship or something and like they're physically boots on the ground to help, or if it's more energetic. I don't know. I don't know if they know and they aren't telling us, or if they don't know. I really don't know. But in my meditations, I'm not even getting like a quirky like side smile from them. Like they can't even tell. I'm not getting anything. It's very benign.
That's so interesting. And I don't, who, raise your hand again if you had heard of the 3-eye atlas prior. Have you, and for those who haven't, you can Google it and you can see there's different articles with, and NASA has weighed in, and there's a lot of opinions on it. Is he a Harvard scientist that has been writing what his thoughts are that it is some sort of alien consciousness of some sort, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So and Rachel is not the only Seeking Center guide who has brought this up in recent months. If you've listened to the podcast at all, it has come up a couple times because different guides have been following it and also have been, as you are, like getting certain messages around things. So it feels like end of December, we all should be aware, right? That there's this energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that you can feel it now, what you're
Really?
seeing.
Yeah, you really can. Something about the longest night, the longest day of the year. And Jesus was born in September, really. Jesus the man, his birthday probably. But the holy calendar choosing Christmas in December, that's still a very holy day. I'm sure there's so much orchestration around when they're here and when they're coming back. It's just fascinating to me. And the angels that are involved, I'm of the opinion that there must be some crossover between angels and extraterrestrials, because as a seraphim, I'm a seraphim angel, and we're the ones that are the wheel of eyes. We're not cute. We don't have the wings and the halo. We can be a little bit scary. We can shift into looking however we need to look for a given situation, which is good because a wheel of eyes, that's a scary looking thing. But I noticed that extraterrestrials will do the same thing. You notice that extraterrestrials, that's how they come through, as owls or deer. They're always showing up as animals or something like that because they don't want to freak us out. Yeah.
And thank you, Dave, for putting that in the chat because I think that's helpful for people to look. So around until December 19th. And Rachel, what you're talking about too with the solstice, December 21st. And we talk about, I know Stevie brought that up in our December astrology forecast. She talked a lot about that date being something to pay attention to, which if you look at what we're talking about today, makes sense. And so now here we are, it's December 10th. It's going to be an interesting few weeks.
Yes.
And how do you think we should be? Yeah.
They've been waiting for a long time. Time passes differently for them, but they've been waiting for a long time.
And how can we tap into that if for those of us, especially those on here who had never even heard of it, How do people start to harness that energy or start waking up to this higher consciousness?
Okay, so I would say to feel the consciousness of one's origin, or even the consciousness of the ship. That feels, I just feel bonkers saying it, but it's true. But just to feel the origin of that, of if you were Arcturian, and to feel that goodness of where you're from, to feel that celestial connection. If you're to do a meditation, and even if you weren't sure, but if you were to do a starseed meditation, your angels, because everyone has guardian angels, they would route your energy, your starseed energy from wherever your origin is, and they would put it right into your cellular system, right into your blood, right into your chi. So what it looks like is it's like little lightning bolts coming into your auric field. So if you look up on YouTube, any meditation that helps you connect to your starseed origin, any music that's celestial music. And if you want to do this music without words, it's probably ideal unless you really need the words to help you stay focused. If you really need the words, then maybe that's going to be a good 10-minute meditation to help you meet your spirit guide or something like that. But the guidance here is to find music that doesn't have words.
Because it'll be the frequency of that music that will
Yeah.
bring you into that
Yeah.
energy. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I'm interested for those on here if the idea of star seeds and that we come from somewhere else is new to you. For those where it's new, raise your hand. Sandra and everyone else has heard that.
Karen as well. Yeah.
Oh, Karyn. Hi,
Karen, sorry.
Yeah.
As a Karen, I want to say Karen.
I know, it's true. But yeah, so I think I know when Karyn and I both became familiar with that idea, it's really interesting. And when you start to go down that road and look into it, I think it can reveal a lot of things about yourself if you are able to also figure out which star seed you might be from. Because I think what you were saying, Rachel, we all do, when we think about our soul being energy within our bodies, we all do come from somewhere. We
Yeah.
are made of stars. And so there is something to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And looking to see where that first spark of life happened is, I think, so exciting because ultimately we don't need any labels, really. You want that to dissolve at some point. We're just going back to source. And it's so funny because we're here to pretend that we're separate and we remember we're source. It's so silly. We're going back and forth all the time with that game, but it's why we're here. But just wear it for a while. So if we were to unzip this body costume, every one of us is from someplace amazing. And that very first spark of life, you can just ask, going into a meditation, it's literally hands on heart. And you say, where was my first spark of life? First spark of life. And this is going to be really hard not to overthink it because you're going to want to argue with it. Oh, no, I got that wrong. No, that was too easy. First spark of life.
I love
And
that.
you still have ancestors there. You still have family there. And you've had so many other incarnations, it would be impossible to count. We can't count how many you've had because everybody begins with source. So you've had so many chances to incarnate. You can just keep choosing however many you want.
And I think too, when you can reconnect with that energy, you can also reconnect with other like frequencies, or may notice what you're attracted to in life may
Yeah.
be similar star seeds.
Yes. Or like when you're off, like I could tell right before the call started, I was like, something is wrong with my brain. Something's off.
Do you think part of it's energy, Rachel?
Mhm.
Like because you are so incredibly tuned into that energy, and
Oh, it's
because
all
it's
energy. Yeah.
open now, it's just, and it's
Yep.
almost like now you're opening yourself up with this group, right?
Yep.
To share more information, that energy is even stronger,
Yeah.
the impact.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are up to it. I know we were going to do a couple of mini readings. Do you feel
Let's
up?
do.
You want to do it?
Oh yeah, I want to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Who's looking for a reading? Chantel, Karyn. Okay. Kirsten. All right. Okay. Let's do Chantel. I'm gonna pull up and then okay.
Okay, how can I help you, my love?
I would just love any guidance that is for my highest good to know at this point for the end of the year or moving forward, just anything to help me move forward.
Why don't you think of one category in your life and think about that one category and ask about that one?
Okay, do I ask out loud?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask about building a business, and my question is it time for me to do that? Or am I still working on myself energetically to come to the place where I'm ready to build it?
Okay, you're ready to do it. They said that you have such an open, beautiful heart. Be mindful that when you're pulling apart situations, don't take on too much. Don't take ownership as to what's yours and what's not yours. So let's say you're pulling apart an argument you had with someone. Just own what's yours because you are the consummate teacher and counselor. Very good. And you're always growing and doing better. That doesn't mean that you have to own everything that happened. Very gently own what's yours and send back what's not yours. That's something that you're to learn. You don't have to own everything. Do you hear what they're saying?
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Okay. Don't hold on to it. Yeah. Even when you really love the person, you can't
Okay.
hold on to too much. Yeah. If you can just keep that in your mindset, everything's good. Everything will be in balance. Go for it.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's time.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Next victim.
Karyn.
Okay, I was going to be generic, but now I know the instructions. So over the past few years, have, I think, lost a few identities that were really a big piece of me, not my personality, but like roles I played. And I really want to take the opportunity. I'm really trying hard to figure out, for lack of articulation, like who I am now or what do I want for myself now. And I'm not saying you have to tell me what that is, but am I heading in the right direction? Or do I need to be patient or do I need to do more? Is that clear enough?
Yeah. When are you going to, did you do the sabbatical where you're just going to slow down and just sit with yourself. Did you do that thing yet?
No, I'm doing that in January.
Okay, that will help.
Okay.
That will help. And then when you do the sabbatical, you're supposed to create some routine in there that is it's a sacred routine, but it's yours, so that you don't climb the walls. Someone in there that maybe she worked at a jewelry store for fun. I don't think she had to, but she
I have a friend like that. Yes.
okay. She says, "You'll thank me for this. If you make this routine, you'll thank me." So map it out, because there's a lot in here. I'm looking at your soul map, some things that you write in before you're born. There's a lot that you can get from this about reestablishing how you receive care.
Okay.
Yeah. So noticing what you need, asking for it, receiving it. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
That's the season for that, to reset it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh, it's wonderful. I know we had Nancy and Kirsten. Nancy, you wanna, there she is. And then Nancy, oh yeah, good. Okay.
Oh, I thought there were other people
Yeah,
before
yeah.
me. Okay, great. Okay, so I have a very specific question. So we have some farmland that we bought, and we've run into some problems with some people who like to shoot guns and make quite a bit of noise, which is impeding upon our goals for what we want to do there. So, any suggestions or ideas of how to mitigate that or alternate things that we should do?
And are these people your friends?
No, they're neighbors or people we don't know, and so they shoot guns for target practice, and it's sounds like fireworks,
Okay.
which is disturbing.
I'm seeing a piece of paper that they get that I still hear them shooting, but it's not all the time. You must create a schedule. It makes it better.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Hope that helps. Yeah. It's like Natasha.
Sorry, it was Natasha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, hello.
Okay. Is that Natasha?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead, Natasha.
Hi. First of all, thank you, Rachel. I just love to hear you talk. So I could listen all day. So thank you for being here. I just have a question. I am heading into a fairly recent significant transition that will be coming at the start of the new year. And it's going to be a big change for me. And I was told to gather my people. And I was just love to know, where should I look, or how are there any things I should be looking for, signs of support as I go through this transition and keep myself healthy throughout it and strong. So if my
Mhm.
guides can tell me how they're going to show up, I would love to know.
Okay. It's stuff in the evening. Don't be afraid to, I don't see a bar, but it's stuff like a coffee house or something, and it's you and other women. And if it's a church, it doesn't feel really religious, but I do see you sitting around in a circle talking to people, doing something with your hands. It's creative. So you might look for something that you can do, that maybe it's a craft process, that maybe it's a prayer blanket or something you're making.
Okay.
Yeah, I can feel that. It smells like a church. I can smell church coffee. It's got that cozy vibe to it. So I'm just curious. Maybe you're up to something.
Huh.
But that's how you're meeting people.
Okay. That makes sense.
And they are your age.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. You look like you're having fun when I spy on you as your helper, because that's not creepy.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Those were my instructions to have more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. You are.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love that. Okay. Lauri, are you there? You are. Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for being here. And I love your energy as well. And I have a specific question about my Reiki practice and an idea that I had about how to maybe expand it. If you get anything with that or anything else.
Question. Yeah. What's the question about expanding?
Oh, the way I practice Reiki with clients, I have an idea about how to help corporations through Reiki with like their business plans, or that's nothing I should do at all.
Yeah. And pay attention to the different tiers or levels within that, because I'm seeing you help the corporation reinvent how it organizes itself. So that work as a whole, and also as you're doing that, individual clients there. Who's Frederick Laloux?
I don't know.
Okay, you might want to look that up.
Okay. I will. Frederick. Thank you.
Frederick Laloux. Frederick Laloux, they're saying, will help you. Is that family? No. Is that a dead person? No. So it's someone in the YouTube, on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Feel better.
Thank you. Yeah. Weird.
Okay, I'm going to put Sandra.
Hi, and thank you.
Hi.
So I have a particular foursome of angels that I call in every day, but I'm thinking that at the same time, there's a resistance to me allowing their help or intervention. Like it's like on one level, I'm saying come, but on the other, it's like deep inside, it's a anxiety or a fear. Are you able to? I would like to be sincere, and I'm feeling like they're
What
saying,
if an angel showed up in this room, in your room, would it scare you?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So what's holding you back?
I don't know. And that's where I'm like, I don't know how to. The same is true in calling forth ancestors. I say that I do, but there's something that is, maybe I'm not sure, like, how do I know if I'm ready for what they want to say? I don't know.
Is it maybe because you haven't seen it to believe it?
I don't know. Certainly, I've experienced synchronicity or an energy that has put some exactly totally random circumstances that have manifested and had important outcomes.
Yeah.
Um, so uh, I know that. I don't know that I need to see with eyes necessarily. I don't know. I do know there's parts of me that are very cut off from myself. So I don't know if that's where the blockage is, but at the same time, I feel very connected to these four angels.
They don't feel disconnected from you at all. Not a bit. And how do you feel about them touching you? Would that be welcome?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
it makes me want to weep. Yes.
Okay. When you are by yourself, they would like you to just say, okay, angels, I'm ready. Fill me up with love. Or you could say, let me experience your love, because you're doing a really good job of not saying, I have to see you in this way. That's great, because then they can show up in a way that matches them and matches you. And there's at least one of them there that's extraterrestrial. So you have your angels, and one of them is extraterrestrial.
And what does extraterrestrial mean?
Great question. It just means that it's not of this planet, not of this terrain.
Mm.
So we could say alien. They don't really like that term because they don't really want to be other. They don't want to be strangers. But really, it's just because they're from a different planet.
I see.
So
Okay.
beings from a different planet.
It's so interesting that we have negatified them except for ET.
Yeah.
So they're always out to get us or destroy the earth rather than helping. So that is one thing I've learned here today that I'm very grateful for.
And there's always going to be a negative force because this is Earth. We always have light and dark, but it's always in balance. And Source created it all. So really, we don't have anything to fear. It's created everything.
Mhm.
We're all right. Yeah. So
Thank you.
that's pretty cool. I think if you could just sit with your angels and your extraterrestrials or whatever you want to call them, your team, and just say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to feel you. You're loving to me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I know, Kirsten, do you have a question for Rachel?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a bit of a transitional stage. I'm in my senior year of college and just really want to do something of my own, like starting to create like my own kind of business and offerings. And I was just wondering what gifts or talents I'm meant to activate more boldly right now. And if I feel like there's like a block that I've been feeling from starting to activate those gifts and talents or not really knowing which ones to focus on. So I'd love any insight on that.
What's your education in?
I'm studying psychology right now, but I'm like certified in sound healing and like Reiki and yoga.
Very good. You've done a lot of work with this, with some somatic work in, I don't know if that's this lifetime or other lifetimes.
I did a lot of like breath work, nervous system stuff this summer.
Okay. Okay. That's really good for you. Keep doing that. Moving, blending the life force energy. And it's like you're blending different belief systems from different lifetimes into this one, as if you're saying the language doesn't matter. It's all the same idea. My body knows what to do. Okay. And there's a sense of exhaling with sound. Oh, and maybe when you do this by yourself, it won't matter because no one's around to hear you. So you don't care what sounds come out. And then when the sound comes out, you're letting go of something that was stuck in there. Like the sound is actually like a tag of someone was chasing you, or it was a nightmare or something, or yeah. Because they said if it's something that's delightful, it'll stay. You won't need to get rid of it. This is just stuff that doesn't need to be in there. They said that you'll be working creatively. So you might record it because no one will see it, but you might want to go back and see what you did because you're creating a modality.
Wow.
Yeah. And you'll think you'll remember, but you won't.
I think I'll remember what?
You'll think you'll remember all those things, but you won't. Because they'll come to you really fast. You'll be channeling.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you for all of this. And doing that when you're not even feeling 100%. It's unbelievable.
Sorry, guys.
You're
Jeez,
amazing. Honestly, you listen, this has been so many aha moments. And I think for so many on here who also received direct messages very helpful in moving forward. And thank you all for being here and thank you for being open. We were saying before we got on, we just love to have these kinds of conversations in a safe place, like where we can just talk about ETs and angels and what might be coming and how else can we be open and communicate. So thank you all for being here and thank you, Rachel, for
My pleasure.
facilitating and doing it even when you weren't feeling 100% yourself. So unbelievable. And if you'd like to work with Rachel, you can go to rachelcorpus.com. You can find out how you can work with her. You can find out more about her podcast. And of course, you can also reach out to her in this community. So thank you all so much.
And in the meantime, if you see any angels or aliens,
Please
let
put
us
that-
know.
Yeah, please let us know in our messages. Please do that. Let us know. It's really good to see your faces.
Yeah.
And next week we'll be, instead of meeting on Wednesday, we're meeting on Thursday with Jamie Breeze. So hope to see you then too. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Rachel, feel better. Maybe I feel like it is the energy. There's some cray energy going on.
Yep. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.